welcome to another ASMR video, and today we're going through all my guitars, and this is an update on a previous video, and that's been like a few months ago now, and I have acquired a few new guitars, so I might as well just add them to the collection and tell you about how I got them and the stories behind the guitar. So the first one is this beautiful guitar. It's an Eastman guitar, and look at the neck. You see it, the grain, wood grain on the neck, beautiful, and the back. So this is a Martin style dreadnought guitar, and the story of how I got this is actually I've been hunting for an American Martin guitar for a long time, maybe 1 or 2 years, but all the D42 or the OM guitars that I've played, I haven't played the actual like OM42, I've tried a D42. I was going to get like a D28 or D18, but the ones that I can find are either too expensive or just falling flat, maybe a lower priced Yamaha guitar that I tried at the same store sounds better than the Martin guitar, although some are really great, but the D42, if you know, are pretty expensive, so I couldn't just wing $10,000 on the guitar yet. So yeah, I found the next best thing. I just ignored the brand name and just closed my eyes and felt the guitars and their resonance, and I settled on this one. The reason I wanted to look for another acoustic guitar is because the old one I had, an Epiphone John Lennon model, it was good, but somehow I just want a louder and clearer and a guitar that is more balanced for recording, and I found this one just balanced across whole range and looks really great. It got like bounds, inlays, and look at the inlays on the fretboard. And the special thing about this guitar is it's not a solid spruce top, it's called a double top. What I mean by a double top is it's not very popular among acoustic guitar like dreadnought or OM or pop country rock music kind of acoustic guitar, but it's an established practice in the classical guitar world, which you take two really thin pieces of wood, and then in the middle you have like a material called Nomax, which is a plastic thing that looks like honeycomb, and you press the two pieces of wood with the Nomax in the middle and press them together. So you have this really thin piece of wood, and there's like a hollow space in between, so it's way more resonant than even a solid spruce top guitar. So fancy top, and I can hear the difference when I play this against a solid like top guitar. I do feel this is a bit more resonant and it's more responsive. The difference I would say is turning your amp a bit louder on an electric guitar, on a tube amp, and you feel the instant responsiveness on your fingers. And similarly, this is how I felt when I played this against a solid spruce top guitar. A solid spruce top guitar is great, it's loud and it's solid, but compared with this one, the feel, the touch, just feel a touch more responsive. And I'll just play some notes here, some chords maybe, and I won't play too loud because this is an ASMR video. Nick's new guitar is not actually a guitar, it's actually a bass, but a bass is a guitar, right? So look at this beautiful thing. So you see it, it's the light reflecting, right? Oh good. So this is a 4-string bass and is a Fender jazz bass style guitar, but it's not made by Fender. It's made by a Japanese company called Bacchus. And if you know anything about Bacchus guitar and the way they make instruments, most of the process is handmade. So they actually carve out pieces of wood and yeah, just finish it, and you can feel the Japanese craftsmanship in the quality. So this is like custom shop quality, at least to me, you know, my inexperienced hands. I feel this is really high quality compared with some of the factory made Mexican or even American Fender basses that I've tried, and I love this one more. And perhaps because this is finished in nitro, and I'm not sure if you could see, but here, like around here, can you see that? There's a bit of like nitro checking, so it's cracking a bit, and yeah, the natural aging process is starting. And because the whole thing is finished in nitro, the back of the neck here, I can feel like the worn out feeling of the neck. This guitar was made in 1998, I think, the year I was born, and it's been played for as long as I'm alive. Not by me though, by the previous owner. And you can just feel the history and the touch in the neck, because there's a really well balanced worn down feel on the neck without the completely, you know, sanded down feel. It's just really smooth and natural. There's the back of the guitar. And this, I love this color, by the way. It's just bronze, and the pickup sounds really great on an amp, and yeah, I just feel like playing this is really fun. Yeah, I mean, this is my very first bass, so I can't claim to know a lot about what makes a great bass, but whenever I pick it up, I get inspired to learn new songs, you know, by ear, you know, listening to an old classic Beatles or Fleetwood Mac song and just learning the bass line by ear. And just have fun with this thing for a few hours until, you know, my fingers are starting to hurt, because, you know, guitarists, little fingers, you know, this is big strings, and not used to it. But yeah, it's really, really fun. I'm slowly falling in love with the bass because of this guitar, and I hope I make more memories with it, both in studio, on stage, or just, you know, daily practice and have fun with this guitar. It's a jazz bass style Bacchus bass guitar. I don't even remember the model. And what else? Oh, let's go. So these are the two new guitars, and for those who've seen the other video, I just tell some more stories, new stories and memories I've made with these guitars. So this is Eastman semi-hollow guitar, and Eastman, and just the back. Look at the wood grain, absolutely beautiful. And did I just knock it? Nah, my clothes is on the chair, so still being protected. Yeah, and when I was talking about this guitar in my very first ASMR video. I haven't actually played it outside my room because the pandemic in Australia where I live was really serious and I couldn't go to performances or band rehearsals. And right after the regulation, the pandemic eased a bit, I brought this to the band rehearsal, and like my bandmates, the first thing is like, it's a really really pretty guitar and that looks just sick. And yeah, I agree. And I played it on stage a bit. I was expecting, because there's this one song we use lots of fuzz effect, and I was expecting some feedback, but I realized if you just like get your way, like face your back to the amp and just don't, get too close to the vibration zone, the sustain is controllable, and you can even have like make some really cool effects with the sustain because of the hollow body guitar. And yeah, I just love the P90's pickup, and now I think I need to get an like a ES style guitar with humbucking pickups. I'm not sure whether it will be an Eastman or something else, but I've been trying a Gibson ES335 with like the faded finish, and I'm really digging it. And I'm on the fence of whether getting it or not, or like waiting for a second-hand pop-up because the new one is pretty expensive, but it's a great guitar. Yeah, I need a humbucking ES style guitar. So this is the Eastman semi-hollow. I particularly love like this fretboard thing. I just think it's really classy, and if you look at the classic 60s period ES 335, they're all like this. And yeah, you can just feel the details on the fretboard edges, and there are some places I think here and there are a bit of imperfections, like there are a bit of red paint here at the corner at the binding, but that just shows, this is made by a human completely by hand, so some imperfections are inevitable, and it's part of the charm and the history and the vibe of the guitar. And each time I pick it up, I just want to play, old for some reason old Grateful Dead songs, and because the natural distortion of the P90's pickup just reminds me of Gary Garcia for some reason, although I don't think he relied a lot on like these style of guitar. Anyway, enough rambling about this one. Let's go into another one. So this is my pride and joy again, and this is the most money I've ever thrown on a guitar, and yeah, I went broke after that, but doesn't matter because it's still my favorite guitar of all time. It's a Fender Stratocaster, and is made by the Fender Custom Shop. Is that in the right? That's not the right way. The Fender Custom Shop, and it's a flame maple neck. If you could see the flame, and my favorite color, and yeah, it's just really gold. I was tossing between whether to get this one or the John Mayer Silver Sky when I got it, and I love the feel of the Silver Sky. It got an amazing neck, amazing sound, and I'm a huge John Mayer fanatic, so I was almost on the fence of like getting the Silver Sky, and this one is quite a bit more expensive than the Silver Sky, which by itself it isn't cheap. I mean the US standard version of the Silver Sky. But the thing that really sold me on this one is I think the feel are different between the custom shop Stratocaster and the Silver Sky. But they're both really good, but in different ways in terms of feeling of the neck. And this one sounds a bit more like dirtier on the pickups, on the bridge pickup in particular, and really subtly different flavors on the neck and the middle pickup. But the thing that really drew me to this one is, I hope I don't sound superficial, I think this is the most beautiful shade of gold I've ever seen on a guitar. Even to this day, I haven't seen like this perfect gold color on any guitar. So this finish in nitro, and it looks as great in like, you know, a dark light like this as on a stage. And yeah, I love this thing so much. And if I ever like have a signature guitar, like it would look like this, and certainly this color, and maybe this neck, maybe a bit thicker, because I'm digging like some thicker neck guitars now. But hey, this is easier to play. And yeah, I think this is a C shape. It's a fat modern C, I think is what they call it. Could be fatter, but like I could strat on this, and you can't strat on a neck that's too fat. Well, you gotta have like guitars with different necks. I guess that's the lesson. And yeah, most of the time when I go on stage or go to band practice, I just bring this one because it can deal with everything. And unlike the semi-hollow, which because of the construction is like made of pieces of wood, you gotta be careful. This one is just 2 pieces of solid wood, so there's less worry about it being like, you know, has any accident in the back or something. And yeah, but it's also the most expensive thing that in my arsenal. So yeah, man, the more I look at it, the more I love it. I'm gonna cry now. I'm just kidding. Okay, the final guitar. Oh, did I hit something? The final guitar that I want to talk about is this one. So it's another goat guitar. It's a Les Paul guitar, and yeah, just got amazing gold again. It's a thin neck, and it's a Les Paul style guitar, but it's not by Gibson. It's by this Japanese company called Greco, which is really cool. And this is the most easy playing guitar in my collection. The action is super low without buzzing, and sometimes I would prefer higher actions and all, but this is just so easy to play. Well, anyway, I'll tell you a bit more about this one in the part 2 of this video. I still have quite a few guitars to talk about, but anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this, you can subscribe to me for more ASMR and music related videos, and you can check this one out next, and yeah, all the cool stuff. Wow, glad you're here, and I'll see you next time.